I'm looking at the clock and it's 8 o'clock. That means that we're from the sidelines and we're here talking NFL every single Sunday at this time. And we're here to talk about today's action, man. And there's a lot to go into. There's a lot to get into. There's a lot of, honestly, I'm feeling spicy today. I think I may have eaten some of those peppers that we did previously on the show. Check the archive. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to backtrack. We're not going to start on Sunday today. We're going to start on Thursday and talk about that Thursday night game. But before we get too fast, no huddle into today's proceedings, I gotta ask, Cody, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Patriots got another win, so happy about that. A little sluggish this morning, but I think there was kind of a letdown spot after the big win last Sunday night against the Bills. So they got the win. That's all that matters. 4-2. They matched their total win total from last year, so I'm happy about that. So yeah, doing well. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. I'm really good, actually. Another week of college football.
Yeah.
I hated watching. I'm a Georgia fan, so that game was rough to watch until the second half when we just flipped a switch. Obviously, Auburn came out hot, and that's the thing. We're going to come out hot in this game because we got the new duo. We got the Scat Pack. You know what I'm saying? You got I don't even know what else you want to call them. Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart taking over New York and upsetting the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football, which, there was optimism for me that at least hopefully that the Eagles could get it together and start to kind of be coherent. But it seems to be starting to still trickle down. And obviously last time the Eagles had a new offensive coordinator, it took them a year to kind of figure things out. And then actually they switched coordinators again, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't know if that's going to be the solution here, but obviously they're still, I think they're 4-2. So, I mean, they're still decent standing right now. We'll see what the Commanders do. If the Commanders go on a nice little 2-game winning streak, next 2 weeks, they'll be able to probably sneak into first place if they beat the Cowboys next week and the Bears this week. So yeah. What do you think about the Eagles right now? Okay, let me just start asking you this. Was this win for the Giants more of the Giants being better than we expected with Jackson Dart, or was this kind of like the combination of like a division game and just the Eagles not being on one accord right now?
Well, that's a tough question because I love what I saw from Jackson Dart. Scatterbo had 3 touchdowns, carried one of my fantasy teams. That was awesome. But I think I got to lean. I mean, great game for the Giants and everything, but I think I got to lean to the Eagles. Like, I know it's a short week. It's a road game. It's a division game. It's not much of a road trip. I think it's probably like a half hour, 45-minute flight. I can't imagine it being too much, but I don't know. Like, I feel like the games that they've won throughout the season, they haven't looked great in, and you've seen some of the issues. And then these last 2 weeks, it's like now those issues are hurting them because early on it was like, okay, we're running the ball a ton, but we're not getting the ball to our receivers. Now the last 2 games, they're kind of like forcing the ball to their receivers and they're not running the ball. So Saquon Barkley only gets 12 carries. And then they're forcing it to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And it's not exactly, it's not working at all. It's led to 2 losses. And it's like, that's not what this team is. That's not what this offense is and what Jalen Hurts does. Like, I think the Eagles need to quit kidding themselves. Like, Jalen Hurts can be a good passing quarterback every now and then in games, but consistently, he's just not that guy. So when you have the run game, him running the ball, Saquon running the ball, and then it opens up the pass game, that's how they win, and then playing good defense. But they're not going to win just him dropping back 40 times a game and slinging the ball. It's just not a recipe that's ever worked consistently for Jalen Hurts. And so, and then, you have the coordinator issue. It seems like he can't really play well unless it's like Kellen Moore, Shane Steichen calling the plays. But I think it's more of just a struggle because they're so worried about getting the receivers the ball that you forget about your best player on your team last year.
Your run game, for sure.
Yeah, and it's like you can't have it both ways. It's like I understand if the wide receivers are frustrated, but the way you played got you 4-0. So it's like you can be frustrated and you can go play for the Browns and get 15 targets a game and not win, or play for the Jets and get a ton of targets like Garrett Wilson and not win. So it's like, I understand it's just a struggle there. And I think they need to figure out, and maybe it ends up being AJ Brown or Devontae Smith are traded. And that kind of helps ease some pressure off of the offense and Jalen Hurts, but it's not good. And like you said, going in, like if the Commanders win tomorrow night, it's a ton of pressure on the Eagles to kind of keep that division lead.
Yeah, and I think, like, to your point, and then we'll move on about just Jalen Hurts not being that consistent guy. And it's like, why did you pay him if he's not that consistent, right? And I think it's year 6 for him now. So it's
6 sounds right.
So it's like he's been in the league for long enough to where he should understand where to go with the football. I mean, when he threw that pick, he had AJ Brown wide open on a post route that was leading open in the end zone. Whether or not he has any type of, petty beefs with AJ Brown or what have you, or maybe he's just not seeing it currently. Like this thing is like, we can see it. And like, we see the talent when he does in the playoffs, like what he did last year. My thing is like, how do you forget to play quarterback? And how do you, and that is inexcusable. Like, we can't give him, I don't think we can give Jalen Hurts the benefit of the doubt anymore. Because it's like, we've seen you do it, win the Super Bowl, play against big teams. Like, what are you doing against the rest of these teams? And I get it. Like, it's a division game, so it's a tough game. Prime time, short week, yeah, whatever you want to say. But this is the second year in a row where in season, he hasn't performed well passing the football. He got bailed out by a historic season that Saquon Barkley had last season.
Right.
But now that Saquon Barkley is kind of nursing an injury, obviously the Madden curse is hitting him very strong. And they forgot that Saquon Barkley is back there. But then you also traded for Tank Bigsby, and then you also have A.J. Dillon as backup running backs. So, like, there's no excuse. You have, like, 3 pretty solid running backs in your backfield that you should still be able to establish a run game.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think is a whole system failure on all accords, to be honest with you, because like, I don't know if they're just trying to like overthink it. And, most likely once they get to halfway through the season when, really, I mean, we're getting close. I mean, we're pretty much there, just about halfway. So it's like, they're going to have to make some adjustments, and maybe they just got to wait till their bye week so they can really kind of step away. And maybe they need to have a couple fights in the locker room to get themselves together. Who knows? But I don't know. I just can't excuse Jalen Hurts. I just can't. And especially after he was about to, people were trying to crown him. They're forced crowning Jalen Hurts this, like they were trying to force, him.
Yeah, top 5 quarterback.
Quarterback and the best quarterback in the NFC. And it's like, well, doesn't look like it right now. So
not this year so far. Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't ever looked like that. Like, if we're being honest.
I mean, credit to him. His 2 best games in his career are probably Super Bowls, which is like awesome, but you still got to get there. And so it's like the way they're playing now, they're not getting there.
He's easily like he's the worst quarterback right now in the NFC East. And he's getting outplayed by a rookie right now. It's kind of crazy.
I think Dak and Jaden are playing better than him too. So I think he is, out of the 4, he's the worst today, at least.
Definitely playing better than him. And we'll talk about Rain Dakota Prescott in a little bit. All right, let's move on to today, and let's go across the pond where I think Aaron Glenn is still over there and Justin Fields. Because guys, listen, and you guys let me know in the comment section below. Let us know. And then also you can see this QR code up here. You can purchase From The Sideline merchandise if you just scan that QR code. And if you're watching this on your computer, if not, we have the link as well. You can see going down at the bottom as well. Come help support this channel as we grow, and in this show specifically From The Sidelines as we get bigger. The Jets are terrible.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But Bo Nix is also terrible.
Yeah.
So 2 terrible things that we saw this morning, but because of the fact that the Jets are even worse than what Bo Nix has been showing this year.
Right.
He's kind of getting the excuse, but obviously he got the win. Wins is a great perfume to cover up stinky performances.
Right.
So the question is, how much longer should this experiment last with the New York Jets? Because I think, don't get me wrong, Aaron Glenn, he's a fine coach, good motivator. Obviously, it's a tough job. But 0-7?
Yeah, it's bad.
Like,
Yeah.
it's terrible right now. And then you don't get me wrong. I understand why you would choose, like, you're trying to find that edge, especially when you're like, they have a great offensive line. If you look at the metrics, Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts are on the same side of the bracket of time to throw the football, but their air yards below average. I mean, Justin Fields is better than Jalen Hurts, but not by much, right? But they have the Jets have two stud tackles. Amembu, who's their first round pick, and they also have Falou from last year from Penn State.
From Penn State, yeah.
But they got stud tackles. They have a good offensive line. I think they have good running backs. The question is still up and down. One of them may be traded this week.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't understand how you put this performance. If I'm not mistaken, Justin Fields had -10 passing yards today, or in the fourth quarter.
They had 82 yards as a team the entire game. Like, there's more there. There's players that may have more than that on a drive in some games. They had 82 yards in an entire game. And I remember when they signed Justin Fields in the offseason, it was like, okay, well, like 2 years, was it 2 years? Is it 2 years 20 or is it 2 years 40
million, 20 a year?
20 a piece. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, well, what's your other game plan? What's your backup plan? Because I mean, we've seen Justin Fields. I thought he kind of got a raw deal in Pittsburgh, but it turns out maybe that wasn't the case. We saw what he was in Pittsburgh, and they didn't draft anybody. They didn't pick anybody up to back him up. So it's like, it's him and Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is like,
I respect the move of like saying like, hey, this young kid needs to be nurtured. He kind of got a raw deal at two places. Like, obviously he played pretty well through 4 games, but didn't win every game. But he had way better stats than he did in Steelers. When you think of Pittsburgh, you don't think of, well, actually Big Ben, but like lately their offense hasn't been like this.
Yeah, no,
juggernaut.
Yeah, and I was like, I got it too, because it's like, it's cheap. If he works, you look like a genius. You got a $20 million quarterback. That's a bargain in this year. But it's like, I thought they would have some contingency plan. Maybe you draft a guy later and see if he can develop, especially because the way like Shedeur fell and other guys fell. It's like you had opportunities to draft pretty high end guys, and they just didn't do it. And I think Justin Fields he is what he is. Yeah, their offensive line isn't that bad, even though people are trashing them, it seems like a lot. It's like, no, Justin Fields just holds onto the ball. He just holds onto the ball. Him and Jalen Hurts.
Damn good. It's actually really good.
Like you said, by the metrics, I think PFF has them top 5 right now. So it's like they're a decent offensive line. It's a good offensive line, but he's like Russell Wilson or Jalen Hurts. After a while, you're like, okay, it's not the offensive line anymore. These guys are standing back there for 5 seconds, not knowing where to go, and then they take off and they get sacked. So yeah, I think the Justin Fields experiment has not worked. I mean, if we're talking about upset wide receivers with AJ Brown, I think Garrett Wilson's ready to just fucking. Sorry for that, but he's just ready to kind of
anger though.
Yeah,
that's the exact anger that he's had.
Yeah,
and then plus, I think he got hurt today.
And it's like he's trying to do, and he's a good player. I mean, like, I think he could make a lot of teams better. There's a lot of teams out there that he could go to and make them better. And I don't know, like, I was having a conversation with a buddy today, and I was like, is the Jets the worst franchise in the NFL? And he threw back the Browns, and I think those are kind of like 1A and 1B.
I don't even think the Browns are that bad.
No, and that's why I told him, just like, I'd rather be the Browns than the Jets at this point, because the Jets, like, every year we hear, oh, there's hope. This team's going to be pretty good. It's like, no, they're never good. Doesn't matter if it's Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and now they're never good. They haven't been good. I don't think they've made the playoffs since Rex Ryan was the coach there. It's like, I don't know. I just think this team, and I feel bad for Aaron Glenn, because it's like you walk into just the dumpster fire of a franchise. How are you supposed to turn that around? It's like, you don't get many opportunities to be a head coach. It's like, if you pass on this one, when you get another a chance, but it's like, it's also like, you get this job, you may never get another head. Like, Saleh may never get another head coaching job because
I disagree with that.
But it could. I think he should, but he maybe not.
That's true. I get your point.
Yeah, and so, but then you still have what's his name, and who's the Tampa Bay coach?
Oh, I was about to say Raheem Sterling. Whoa, why can't I think of his name? I'm
I
tripping.
can't think of his name, but yeah, he was the Jets coach and he got a second chance. And now look what he's doing. So maybe if you're Aaron Glenn, maybe you're hoping they'll give you just 1 year, then you can kind of reset, maybe go get another defensive coordinator job, go get a college job for a minute and kind of turn things around there. But why am I blinking on their coach's name?
I'm about to have it in 5 seconds. Todd Bowles. Holy moly.
Todd Bowles. Oh my gosh. I was thinking Raheem Morris too. And I was like,
But I was
no, it's
like
not Raheem Morris.
2008. That was
That was
2008. He got that
2008.
head coaching
And
job.
he was good there. Like he won. But it's just like the Jets, they always have some kind of expectations because they're in New York, which I never thought really meant anything.
It does though. It's just one of the loudest media bases. So the media could really turn you around. Like I think obviously the quarterback position, like the Jets when they had Joe Douglas at GM and they had Robert Saleh, that's a good pairing because Robert, I don't think people give Douglas credit for how he built this roster out. And that team had that defensive line was like multiple rounds of just talent from all around edge rushers, corners, and stuff like that. Had a really talented team. The only thing that team was missing was a quarterback, and they thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to be that fix. But then now, you can't keep everything together, hoping that the quarterback hits. Now they have to rebuild this in a new image, and that's just going to take time. And I don't know if the Jets are going to give Aaron Glenn time to work this out. And I think you should. At the end of the day, I think you should to be the rational person. But it's just really bad right now.
Really bad.
And maybe one of the issues is maybe no one else is getting open outside of Garrett Wilson. So maybe that is an issue. Maybe they need a definite wide receiver 2 or whatever. And I know a lot of teams are be shopping. Like apparently we're getting NBA levels in terms of people wanting to make moves. We already saw moves this week with Tyson Campbell and Greg Newsome. That trade happened, it still didn't make sense, especially after they just paid him last year. But the Jags are going to be aggressive, and there's a lot of teams out here that's looking for edge help, that's looking for corner help, that's looking for receivers, running backs. So there's going to be moves over the next couple of weeks. Will the Jets be sellers? What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, I think so. I think you said it before we got into this. I think one of their running backs ends up on another team, whether it's Braylon Allen or Breece Hall. I think one of them ends up on another team because it'd probably be Breece Hall. He's due. I think his rookie deal comes to an end, I think, next year. Yeah. So they'd have to pick up that option this offseason, which they're not going to, I don't think, unless things
Plus
really
they got
change.
Braylon Allen, and I think he's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think they're sellers. I'm trying to think. They do have some defensive, but they have a good defensive line. I mean, Quinnen Williams is a really good player. They have a good defensive line. Sauce Gardner's kind of fallen off a little bit now that you can't be as physical.
Dude has not been at the table since rookie year.
Yeah, because he was able to be physical, and then once they started calling it on him, he's not a cover guy. He's just not fast enough to cover guys down the field, and so he's
a 4-5 guy.
And he's not gonna get anything in the trades. So,
and he just signed him and Garrett Wilson both just signed mega deals. I mean, I think he just became the highest paid. No, I don't think he's the highest paid corner, or maybe he was.
No, I thought Surtain passed him, or Stingley. I thought one of them got a bigger deal than him. But he's up there, though. He's up there, yeah. And that's definitely just burning cash because that's. I mean, today it looked fine, but it was more of a Bo Nix issue, and that's to kind of get at what you touched on there as well. Like this Broncos defense is really good. This Broncos roster, I think, is really good. They have good pieces on offense, and Sean Payton knows quarterbacks. Like I'm trying to think who's their quarterback. Is it still Jared Stidham?
Their backup?
Still their backup. Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know how much longer you can trot out Bo Nix because I mean he's looked real bad in parts this year, and right now with the Chiefs struggling and the Chargers kind of back and forth and the Raiders being they have a shot in that division.
Oh, depending on what happens Sunday night, it's a clear view. It was the Chargers and Broncos clear view of this crown to finally dethrone the Chiefs. Right. But
I don't know if they can. If he's going to go toe to toe.
Sam Ellinger, but it's the third.
God, now you're not putting in Sam Ellinger. This isn't Texas, but yeah, But it's I mean, does he go toe to toe with Herbert and Mahomes? Because he's still got I think they've already lost to Herbert once. Got to play Mahomes twice and Herbert another
the Chargers
time.
have the front seat because their first 3 games of the year were against all division guys, and they went 3-0. which is great for them.
Yeah.
But the issue is obviously they lost the last 2 weeks because they're losing both their tackles. They're Khalil Mack, and they're just
Najee Harris got
injuries.
hurt again.
Yeah, Najee Harris. Oh, then Amari and Hampton is out. Looks like it's not necessarily the full season, but they said it's going to be longer than 4 weeks, which is not great.
No.
So it's just like a lot of injuries are piling up, and it's depending on how well they'll be able to be well coached and if Herbert can really shoulder the load. But I don't know. I think Bo Nix is going to get every benefit of doubt this year to prove he's the guy or not. And then based off of their offseason actions, I think it's definitely going to be very, very prevalent to what they decide to do.
Right. Yeah, because you saw, Sean Payton was willing to just toss Russell Wilson aside and eat that like $40 million basically. So he's not afraid. I think it was 40 per year or something like that. I think it ended up being.
When they cut him, all of it came due. So it was like I want to say it was like over it was close to like 100. Like it was a lot. At least dead cap. Like dead cap was like debilitating. But they just went with a lot of younger guys and just kind of really and then cut cap, which is similar to what they do when he did in New Orleans. He's a damn good coach. And I think another coach who don't get talked about, and I'm going to use this platform to talk about, is Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph is another defensive-minded coach that got a raw deal going because one of the worst organizations that no one really thinks about, because I think it's out west, but it's Arizona. Arizona Cardinals have one of the worst owners in football. Arizona, the Miami Dolphins, they're probably the top two. Jerry Jones, of course. Some of the worst owners in football, but no one really talks about the Arizona Cardinals because they're kind of irrelevant. And so he got a raw deal, 1-year deal, same with Steve Wilkes. And
Was he the one that had Rosen for a year, or was he the one after Rosen for a year?
Rosen was the year before they got Cliff.
Right, and that was Steve Wilkes, right?
I think that was Wilkes. And then Vance Joseph was, I think, before Wilkes.
Yeah, I think so, with whoever they had at quarterback.
I had no idea.
An old Carson Palmer, maybe at that point. I'm trying to remember.
Carson Palmer last year, probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have belief in Sean Payton to right the ship, and to figure it out. If they have,
I think so too.
Wildcat with RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins, they'll probably do that. They could probably trade for Taysom Hill and have him play quarterback. All we know.
Sean Payton loves Taysom Hill. If that could definitely, I could see them just trading just so he has that option. Yeah, that'd be funny because Taysom Hill is like Sean Payton's son, basically. Like it's
okay. We'll kind of speed this up because there's a lot more we got to talk about. But I think obviously the wrong Aaron is leading the charge for the Jets, but the right Aaron is leading the charge for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think here's my hot take, and you react and tell me what you think. Aaron Rodgers will be playing in February this year.
In the Super Bowl? Oh, man. I think he'll be playing in January because, they win 2 more games. They're pulling away in that division because it's like 1-5 Cleveland, 1-5 Baltimore, 2-4 Cincinnati. So, they win a couple more games. They could put a stranglehold on this division. February is a little too far. I still don't love their offensive pieces. I think their running backs are okay with Jalen Warren and guys. I think it's just okay. And then outside of DK Metcalf, I don't really know where they can consistently get on the receiving end. Their tight ends are okay as well. I think if they go up against a team like Buffalo, it's getting thin up there because you think, maybe Indy, but Indy was
Who's the best team in the AFC right now?
That's a great question because it's like we thought Buffalo, then they lose at home to the Patriots last week. We thought Indy, and they had to kind of scratch out a win against Arizona. Yeah, but they had Arizona at home backup quarterback, and they had to scratch out that win. So that was
it's Jonathan Gannon versus
Shane Steichen. They know each other.
Battle of the coordinators, exactly.
Yeah. So, man, I think if you had to push me right now, best team in the AFC, I would still probably go the Bills. I mean, I'm not going to be the ultimate homer and throw in my Patriots. We're 4-2, but
Hey,
they're
maybe next
playing
week.
better. Yeah, they're playing, and they got the Titans next week, so they should
Oh
get the
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh
we'll
yeah.
see.
That's a revenge game for Vrabel. Let me make sure I put the
Vrabel.
over on the points on that. Make sure I do that next week.
It should be. I'm still going to roll with the Bills, but yeah, it's pretty wide open in the AFC because it looks like Baltimore's just going to have a season from hell. Kansas City, I mean, Detroit's already driving right now. I don't know where they got the ball at, but they looked like they could score on this first drive.
I don't know why this man Williams think he can just hurdle someone standing straight up. I don't understand these people, bro. I don't understand.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of those. There was a lot in college yesterday too. These guys just trying to hurdle him. The guy just jumps into the tire. He's like, yeah, you're not going to jump over me. Like you're not. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like an anticipation where they see a head bob going down and they think, oh, he's going low. So they're trying to be over quick to like react to it. But I was like, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah, same. But yeah, that is a good question. Pittsburgh, you're 4-1.
Pittsburgh might be the best team in the AFC right now.
Their defense is playing better. I mean, today, I don't know if you can really look at their defense a lot with just rookie quarterback and the Browns, but I mean, putting 23
last week.
Yeah. Putting 23 on the Browns. I mean, people haven't been able to score on the Browns. So I don't know. And the thing is, it's like Aaron Rodgers, like he's 41. Can he make it that far? Like healthy wise? Can he make it to mid-January, late January,
great
February?
With vet days. I mean, he's had a veteran team for like 10 years straight. Like these guys still playing. They're like old as hell. Like his philosophy is I'm gonna get these guys old and cheap. So that way we can, pay, certain people, but
right. I'm not ready to go to February yet, but I think they'll definitely be playing in January. And like I said, they keep winning and things will keep on going on the AFC North. They can clinch the division by like Thanksgiving, basically.
Yeah,
it could be too. Real. Yeah.
Last question and we'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
Who's more clutch? Aaron Rodgers or Josh Allen?
That's a good question. I mean, both of them have had. If you look at Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, outside of the first, like he had some bad moments. There's a lot of losses to the Niners. I don't know. That's a tough call because both of those guys leave a lot to be desired in the playoffs. Like you think they're going to be better and they're just not, and they just don't make the plays when they need to. That's a tough question. I'd probably lean Josh Allen just because of the youth, and I just like their team better. But I don't know if either one of them are clutch in the playoffs. I don't know.
Bills curse. Maybe when they move into a new stadium, they might be able to get some new juju. Because I mean, ever since they lost 4 straight Super Bowls in a row, then it's just a curse around there.
Yeah, and they've played in 2 or 3 of the last 4 AFC Championship games. I think 2 of the last 3. They've been in the playoffs the last 7 years. I think they won the division. So yeah, I mean, at AFC is definitely wide open. There's teams. I mean, even Jacksonville's still in it, even though they lost today. Yeah, and so that's why it's like if the Chiefs can pull their, what together, but like I said, it looks like Detroit's going to go down and score. They got the ball on 4-yard line. It looks like so. It's like Chiefs lose tonight. They move to 2-4. It's going to be a uphill battle.
Way to the top if you want to rock and roll, brother.
Right, and that division's tough. And maybe outside the Raiders, even though the Raiders won today against Tennessee, but you still got to play.
Is by far the worst team in the league.
Them and the Jets. Like those two are battling, but at least Tennessee's got a win. It was one of the more flukish wins I've ever seen last week against Arizona with DeMarcado. We talked about that last week, just doing that stupid thing where you drop the ball in front of the end zone. I was so happy I didn't see that in college yeah. You can't. Well, and then they fined Gannon because he got a little harsh.
Man. That's
coaching. Like I can't imagine my high school coach seeing that. He would have
for real
grabbed my face mask. Oh my gosh, it would have been nuts.
I get it though. Like I get it. Obviously, like it's a PR league more than anything. And one of my coaches, like you get a difference of opinion. Like one of my coaches, like they will never rim you out in front of your parents, like at a game, but best believe in practice, you're getting chewed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got at least 5 more or 6 more hot topics I wanted to say, and then we'll riff from there, and then we'll do our picks.
Okay.
So make sure you keep locking in for our Sunday Night Football picks and Monday Night Football. We had a Monday Night Football doubleheader actually tomorrow. So
yeah, another doubleheader. Yep.
3 games we could pick. Will the Colts come back down to reality? And is this the new reality? Are they going to continue just winning? Or will the real Colts show up? Who are the real Colts?
That's a great question because, yeah, like we said earlier, they've looked like one of the better teams in the AFC, but you're at home, you get it's a backup quarterback. Yeah, I understand the coaches know each other because they're coordinators in Philly, but I feel like that game today was tailor-made for them to just kind of dominate. And maybe they kind of heard about Kyler Murray being out, and maybe this kind of like, okay, we'll take our foot off the gas a little bit, but I still think they're for real. I think Jonathan Taylor is probably the offensive player of the year right now. He's playing really well. They just don't give running backs MVP anymore. You can rush for like 3,000 yards and you still probably won't get the MVP.
He is the leader in touchdowns, I think, at the moment.
Leader in touchdowns, I think he's got the yards lead too, but I'd have to double check on that. He's playing really well. And I just look at that division. Houston's kind of gotten out to a rough start. Tennessee's one of the worst teams in the league. And I just think they're that much better than the Jaguars. So this is a team that I think will win their division and will be playing in the playoffs. So maybe they're not the team that like we thought was going to be like an automatic like Super Bowl contender, but I think they're still a playoff team. Goff just got a touchdown reception. That was interesting.
I just saw Jared Goff running, high stepping into the end zone. I'll just look over. I'm like, dude, I just need Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and 40 rushing yards from Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, you might get the passing touchdown from Montgomery. He threw it, so you get some points there.
Count?
I don't know. He does throw it though.
He's throwing a touchdown.
Yeah, to Jared Goff. Could you imagine calling that play in the huddle? We're throwing the ball to Jared Goff on the 1 yard.
Jared Goff first touchdown score probably gave you like plus 2,000 odds.
Gosh, especially if you can get reception. It probably wasn't on the board, but anytime touchdown that's not a passing touchdown would have just been. Yeah, good job by St. Brown getting that block and holding.
And he ran his feet. That's my coach would be proud of that.
Yeah.
I gotta find the updated stats because ESPN doesn't have the updated stats right now. Maybe I don't
know what they're looking at. It's under review, but now they're throwing a flag.
For what?
Here we go. Classic Chiefs flag. They're calling it a
what?
Legal motion. Classic Chiefs flag. That's just so bad. You throw that flag like, I don't know, like 10 minutes after the touchdown. Yeah, you say it's an illegal motion. That's just classic. They can't have the Chiefs go to 2-4. That would be like how is that an illegal motion? I just
entering the day, Jonathan Taylor had 603 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. And I know he had a touchdown a day. Yeah. And let's see how many yards he had.
Yeah, like I don't know how you throw that flag that late.
123 rushing yards and a touchdown. So he has 726 on the season. So
gotcha.
Looking pretty good. I mean, under halfway through the season, he's probably going to hit 1,000 probably in a couple weeks. So he could be on pace for 2,000.
He could be. Yeah, and I think they have a good offensive line. Quentin Nelson, shoot. Looks like they're sending the offense back to go for it on 4th and goal from the 6-yard line.
Just take the points.
Campbell doesn't know what that means. He doesn't know what that means. And I think he's pissed because that
Dan
call.
Campbell and Dan Quinn are like the same people, bro.
Yeah,
Dan's. But Dan Quinn this year has been a little bit more passive, but I think he's waiting for our full offense to show up, and it hasn't. It's probably which I 1,000% expect our team to be a late half of the team, and like it's going to be real rough over these next 5 weeks before we go on bye.
Right.
But until we get everyone back, but anything's possible with JE5.
Yeah.
Speaking of anything is possible, you ready for this next take I got for you?
Let's hear it.
My next 2 takes are going to be spicy, so I hope you guys are locked in. We appreciate you guys for watching so far into this video. Maybe the Dolphins aren't so bad. Maybe Mike McDaniel, he can fix this.
Ooh, is he going to get the opportunity to is the question. They lost again today. So, like, how many more losses is he going to be able to – is he going to be allowed to have?
Well, if you heard the post-game press conference,
right,
it does not sound very good in there. In terms of Tua is a scam artist. Dude is pointing fingers consistently in press conferences, talking about it's just a lack of leadership. You're the leadership. You've been paid $200 million to be the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. When you're the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, that means you are the leader. You are the CEO on the field. You are the person that's supposed to rally this team. But you're pointing fingers. When you point a finger, you got 3 more pointing back at you.
Right.
And it's
didn't he say
yeah.
Wasn't he like there was a players only meeting and there were certain players that didn't show up? It's like, well,
players are late. Then they had a players only meeting after week 1.
Right. Yeah.
What is this? They having this they already have a players only meeting every week?
I don't know. They go to the Browns next Sunday. They lose that game. I think that's Mike McDaniel's last game.
That could be Shedeur Sanders coming out party.
It could be. And then they got the Falcons after that. So those are 2. And then the Ravens at home. We'll see what's going on with and that's a Thursday night game with Lamar. But those are 3 winnable games. If you go 1-2 or 0-3, worst case, he's gone. But yeah, I think if they lose to the Browns next week, maybe he could turn it around. I just don't think he's going to get the opportunity to, because this team, I don't know. Tua just doesn't, he seems to make mistakes in kind of the biggest moments. Their defense is just okay. Like, they came back in this game. I thought the Chargers were going to put them away in the fourth quarter, but kudos to them. They came back. But then you just let Herbert and McConkey just go right. It was like 2 plays and boom, they're in field goal range. Like, it wasn't even a question. It's like, oh, can they hold? It's like, nope, 2 plays later, the game's over. As long as Dicker makes the kick, like, the game's over.
Oh, he's automatic.
I
don't think he gets talked about how good of a kicker he is.
Oh, yeah. I still remember that when that name, I think it was Gus Johnson that started that name in the Red River shootout. When they beat Oklahoma at the gun, he's like Dicker the kicker. I think that's when it really started taking off. And God, that was like 5-6 years ago at this point. Jeez. But yeah, no, he's been automatic. He's great. So I don't know. I just don't think they're going to get enough opportunities. What are they, 1-4? He's going to get a long enough leash. Because yeah, I mean, you still got, and then you got Bills and Commanders. That's probably 2 losses back to back, even though they're both at home.
And they're going.
And you got the Saints and Jets. So it's like there's winnable games on the horizon. Like, you can maybe salvage the season, go like 7-10 or something like that, get a decent, respectable record. I just don't think, like I said, I think they lose next week at Cleveland. That's probably it. I thought it was going to be it last week.
Third string quarterback at that.
Right. Right. Yeah, I thought it was going to be it last week when they let Carolina come back on them. When they had I think they were up 17-0, and Carolina comes back and wins. I thought that was going to be it, but they let him stick around. Dolphins are another organization. Like, they'll kind of let coaches stick around for a little bit, unless you're Brian Flores, because they hated each other. But because Brian Flores refused to lose on purpose, which I can't blame the guy. Yeah, no, I totally get it. But it's like, yeah, they'll let coaches hang around. So maybe he can hang around for the rest of the year. I don't see it.
I just think Brian Flores, I don't want to defend him because he did some pretty despicable things, but maybe he was right about Tua after a while. I
think he was. Yeah, and he won. I think the rumors are he really wanted Herbert too. And it's like,
they was like, we're cool with either Herbert or Tua. It doesn't matter to us.
Right. And like, what? One of these guys is 6'5" and has a rocket arm. The other one's Tua. So
on the line.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I wasn't high on Herbert coming out of Oregon, but that's one of my worst takes. I didn't think he was going to be great coming out of Oregon. Thought he was more of a running quarterback, but no, that was wrong. But yeah, I just don't
tank it for Tua until he popped his hip out, and then when he broke his hip, I mean, that kind of took all the talent that he had in his as well. So I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah. These Bama quarterbacks. I mean,
oof. Hey, McCorkle, man.
McCorkle looked good again today.
He's
playing. I say Brock's job on the line a little bit.
Hey, that was my take last week.
That was your take last week? They just paid him $55 a year though, so that'd be tough to have that on the bench.
That's exactly what Kyle Shanahan deserves. Kyle Shanahan is. I used to love Kyle Shanahan, but I'm seeing through the BS that Kyle Shanahan puts out there. Like what they did to Trey Lance is inexcusable because he didn't get the quarterback that he originally wanted, and he lost out on the power struggle. Okay, Juju, and so I feel like he intentionally. Like, cause like you can't pull the string on a top 3 overall quarterback that fast.
No,
that fast. No, we just think that Brock Purdy's just a better quarterback. Well, I mean, he might be higher along because he played more football. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I still think Trey Lance is going to be somewhere next year, and he's going to be like, because he's back-to-back years where he's been under really good coaching with Mike McCarthy, whoever you want to say about Mike McCarthy, is a damn good quarterback developer. Right. And then now with Harbaugh, who's just being a backup behind, Herbert. And he's letting them play too. Like when at the end of the game,
he gets some run.
Yeah, he's like, hey, just go ahead and just finish this game out for us. And he's getting the rhythm.
Yeah, that's a good spot for him too. Harbaugh is good with quarterbacks. Yeah, I mean, and like we talked about last week, looking at the college ranks of quarterbacks, it's like maybe hang off a year. Everybody thought this was going to be a great year. Turns out maybe not. Dante Moore got exposed a little bit yesterday too. Maybe Mendoza's the guy. He looked great.
Indiana's nice.
Yeah,
I love Kirk Cignetti. I freaking love him.
I love it too. It's like now they're saying that Penn State's going to go after us. Like if I Kirk Cignetti, I'd hang up the phone. I'm like, I got a better job here now. Yeah,
because I think he has that ego. He wants if he wins the national championship at Indiana this year, which is a crazy thing to say, but if he does, then there's a chance for that. But I think he wants to win, like going back-to-back years in the college football playoff, and then maybe getting the college football playoff win this year.
Yeah,
I think that's what's really going to make him like, no, I'm that dude. And he got passed over so many times. He was at JMU, bro.
JMU, and I think he's in like his 60s too. I think worst case scenario,
he's old.
Yeah, worst case scenario, they're hosting.
Under Saban too.
Yeah. I feel like half the league was an assistant under Saban at some point. Half the country is, but I mean, I think worst case scenario, they're hosting a playoff game. The question is can they beat Ohio State at the end of the year in the Big Ten championship game? That's kind of the biggest question because Ohio State looks, and this is not a college football show, but Ohio State looks freaking ridiculous.
Can you strategically lose to avoid Ohio State in the college in the conference championship and still make the college football playoff?
I don't know who they lose. Yeah, just lose on purpose, because that's kind of what Ohio State. That kind of worked out for Ohio State last year. They lose to Michigan. They don't have to play an extra week. Then they get Tennessee at home. They're in the cold, and they killed them. It worked out for Penn State. Penn State got SMU and Boise State back-to-back, so they got to actually make a little run in the playoff, even though it was kind of foolish by the teams they played. But yeah, I guess we can get back to the NFL. But yeah,
I guess so. All right, here we go. Let's get spicy. So I'm going to talk about these two teams back to back, but we're going to start off with this team that's local to me. I placed a bet that it was a long odds bet. It was for these two teams to be in a Super Bowl this year. It was the Baltimore Ravens versus the Carolina Panthers. And little did I realize that the Baltimore Ravens would be the 1-5 team and the team that would be and putting this parlay in danger of cashing. Because here is the take. Bryce Young will take the Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl. Bryce Young is in the MVP race by the end of the year for how great of a performance he does with less. How do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Ooh, oh man. I feel like that would be like 3 jalapenos at least if we were still doing it like that one show. I mean, Bryce, he played great today. 3 touchdowns. Rico Dowdle, like where the hell did that come from these last 2 weeks? Over 200 yards last 2 weeks in both games. Like he's been awesome for them.
Been a feature guy too.
A feature guy. Super Bowl is a little bit. I mean, can they win that division over Tampa Bay? I don't think so. Tampa Bay looks pretty darn good as well. But Bryce Young, he's turned it around. Like I thought earlier in the year, there was like, okay, maybe he isn't the guy. Maybe they were right last year when they benched him. but he's turned it around. He's played better. Tedero McMillan, 2 touchdowns today. He had a nice day. Legette's actually like showing some signs of life, which is weird because I thought he was dead. He's showing some signs of life.
I think that's just how good Bryce Young is. I keep saying that the Panthers are good. No, I'm not saying that anymore. I'm saying Bryce Young is worthy of that first overall pick. And if I am the Denver Broncos, to take it back a couple segments ago, Sean Payton, send the Godfather offer to get Bryce Young out of Carolina. Whatever you have to do. Bryce Young and Sean Payton will run this league like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
I just don't think I trade him if I'm Carolina. You've invested that, used first overall pick. You traded a ton to get him. I think you hold on to him. I think he has the chance. Still, I think the size is always going to be an issue, unfortunately. But they found an offense where he's working really well. He's throwing the ball. Like today was. I know that the Dallas defense is not good, but he was really good today. He was good last week in the comeback against Miami. They're 3-3 now, and that's kind of like half the league is either 3-3 or under. So it's like you're right there. The NFC, no one's running away with the NFC. And I mean, if the Lions win tonight, maybe they run away with it. I don't know if they could catch Tampa Bay, but they could beat Atlanta. They've already beat Atlanta and shut them out at home. They could beat New Orleans twice. So it's like they could definitely be a wild card team. And then, we'd see what happens. I mean, Commanders were a wild card team last year, end up in the NFC Championship game. So things can happen. You get a hot quarterback, a hot team. So,
and then Super Bowls, still haven't got Jalen Coker back, right? Yeah. And he's their second best receiver, easily.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I think, and then if you get, I don't know how the running mix is going to go once you get, why am I blanking on this name?
Oh, Chuba Hubbard
back. But you got 2 good running backs, at least 2 really good receivers. Yeah. The defense is obviously going to be the biggest question mark. But if those obviously, Nick Scorton has been good. Nick Scorton has been generating pressures. Once he starts completing these pressures, I don't know where Princely's at from Ole Miss. Like, I don't know where he hasn't been that great. But Nick Scorton, they might have found something with him. Trevor Wallace at the linebacker position is really good. So they have pieces. They just have to play good team ball together, which I think, again, if Bryce Young keeps playing the way he is, like, I think Bryce Young could be a Joe Burrow in the fact of, like, he's going to will his team because he has the maturity, he has the composure, he has the winning pedigree to take this team over the line. And I was one of the biggest Bryce Young haters. I was also one of the biggest Bo Nix haters in college, at Auburn. But then I kind of, after watching him play against Georgia, even though we blew them out, I was like, I respected him and I see the development. That was year 1 at Oregon. And so I'm seeing that with Dave Canales and Bryce Young. I think they got a good mix of what they're trying to do. Obviously, it's going to take another year for them to really kind of get this team competing. But I think that they're going to be that year where I think they're going to steal more games. And I think they can at least get to 8 wins this year.
Right. So you're saying Super Bowl at some point, not this year, but some point he takes Carolina to the Super Bowl in his career.
Realistically, I think they can sneak into the playoffs, and then who knows what happens, right? Let a Tasmanian devil go. But if they, again, like when you get a win and a close win at the death, that's good cologne. That's a nice haircut, like a nice outfit.
Right.
You start feeling yourself, right? And then next thing you know, like you can start doing a lot of things that you don't expect to do. Do you have the Panthers schedule up right now?
I don't. I was just about to pull that up.
Next week, the Panthers play the Jets. Come on, hello.
4-3 is right there on. Is it home or is it? I mean, it doesn't really matter to be honest,
matter.
But yeah.
The fact that the Jets don't have a road game, the fact that the Jets don't have a bye this next week is kind of.
That's kind of messed up.
That's kind of messed up. Yeah, for sure.
It is.
But that's the perfect game after getting that close win over the Cowboys. Because I thought how well Dak has been playing, which don't get me wrong, Dak is up there in terms of like best quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
Rain Dakota Prescott. I can't believe I'm saying that again about Rain. But anyways,
right.
But Bryce is just, I don't know, man. He's just doing it. And like I think I love the story from being benched and just really had to learn and figure the things out. And Now he's playing better than CJ Stroud. People are not even talking
big
about how
time.
much, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, that was
Richardson getting hurt in, war combat pre-games that the Indianapolis Colts
right.
have.
I think they did that on purpose, so he doesn't have a chance to get on the field at all this year.
I mean, he got downgraded to QB3.
Yeah,
But then it's like, dude's getting hurt. Like, Indianapolis might be a danger. I'm not going to talk bad about Indianapolis because great city, hosts a lot of stuff. But, like, I mean, the way the pregame happened and obviously the incident last week, I mean, it's, like, insane.
Right. That's right, Sanchez in Indianapolis. That's right. That's a whole nother podcast, that situation there. But But I'm going to see if I can find a spicy take for you. You've gotten some, I would say, the Pittsburgh and the Carolina one are pretty good. Bryce Young taking the Panthers to the Super Bowl at one point in his career, wouldn't say is that spicy. This year would be crazy, but at some point in his career, because now they finally have an offensive line too, because that was an issue too. Like, he was getting hammered. He's not a guy that can take a lot of hits. So now they're finally blocking for him. And so my other spicy take was, this was the one I kind of had before the year. I think Seattle wins the West, and that's not spicy. It's probably like lukewarm. But I think they win the West, and I think they can contend for a Super Bowl. I mean, they're 4-2, and their 2 losses are right at the end.
But the Sam Darnold, the Sam Darnold just got that not clutch gene, though.
He does. He's just not. Other than the Rose Bowl against Penn State, which is because that's my team, I'm USC. So, other than the Rose Bowl in Penn State in 2017, that's the only time he's ever been clutch in his life. It seems like.
Big win though against Michigan yesterday. Big win.
Oh, that was awesome. They needed that big time, and it was good to kind of shut up some of the Michigan people out there too. So, yeah, they're talking trash. It's like, settle down. Like, you guys can go have your asterisk championship and move on. But but yeah, it's like, that was awesome. But either way, Sam Darnold. That's because it seems when the moment gets big, he gets small, and so like maybe that could happen, but. San Francisco's got I think 3 pages of injuries, so I don't think they're winning that. And Fred Warner's out for the season now. I just saw that.
Yeah, the fractured ankle, not great.
Not great. They've got too many injuries, I think, to overcome.
Plus, they lost most of their defense to Denver.
Yeah, I would say 2 of your better players are playing for Denver and playing well for Denver. The Rams may lose Nakua for a little bit, and they won today at Baltimore 17-3, but it's like it wasn't impressive at all because Baltimore looks just like dead. They just look like a dead team. Bad weather game, and they didn't look very good. So I think, and then Arizona's just Arizona. They'll find a way to lose games like they always do. So I think it's like I said, it's probably like a lukewarm spice at this point, but I think the Seahawks can win that division and can be like a top 2-3 team in the NFC. Big question is can Sam Darnold step up in those situations? We saw him twice have those opportunities last year in Minnesota in the playoffs, and then the last game against the Lions and totally kind of just choked. So it's a big question, but I think they can. They look good today. That Jaguars team, I think it was a little bit of fool's gold at 4-1. I think maybe they're.
I think they're overrated. Better. That's one of my hot takes. I think the Jags might be overrated because
I think they are.
Again, this is the thing. It's like you get up for these big games, right? You get up for this big game against the Kansas City Chiefs to make sure that you win that game, and then what do you do to follow that up against a really good team, the Seattle Seahawks? Like, you got to be able to get up each week and do what you got to do. And Trevor just did not show up today. And I don't know what the heck they're doing with Travis Hunter.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Are they regretting that pick? They traded up to get that pick too.
I don't think they're regretting it. I just don't think they have the right approach in terms of implementing him and having him learn just like 10 plays on offense mostly, but then not being on the defensive side like majority. Now, especially now that you traded your number one, who was your number one corner, like Travis Hunter is going to need to play more snaps on the defensive side of the ball.
Right. Yeah, I think they're just kind of winging that in like the worst way possible. Because he had 4 catches for 15 yards. So that's not really anything. And then 2 tackles on defense. So it's like, I think they're just winging this right now. And they don't have any clue. Maybe you talk. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you call up Deion and call up Colorado. Like, hey, what are some of the things you guys did? And you don't play him 140 snaps like they were doing last year, but maybe you get him up to, more on both sides. But
he just needs to play more. He just needs to play more on. He just needs to play more defense, and then you could play more defense and then do what he's been doing on offense. Nothing. Like, he gives you your 3 catches if you're betting. I think he's gotten over 3 catches every single game this year, which is cool. But all he's doing is running to the flats, and it's his Trevor's track down. Like, he's a dynamic receiver, but he's also has really good ball skills on the offensive side on the defensive side of the ball, which you need. So it's like play him on defense, let him lock in on that, and then just hey, yo, we need you. Come, like, you know what I mean, on like 2-minute drive at the end of the first half, maybe a couple packages on the first 15, but then let them lock in on defense. Like, I just think they have a plan. Like they said because when De'Ami Brown went down, they didn't want to give Travis more because he's going to learn this, and this is his thing that we have him just to do. And then because they have a set plan, they don't want to deviate from it whatsoever. But again, he's being split so much that they're trying to limit it so he can get really good at just these bare basic things, and then progressively overload him with information. But I think that's just a mistake.
But when do they start having a real conversation about Trevor Lawrence? Like, this is what, year 5?
Yeah. I mean, they paid him, so maybe
they paid him. I thought they paid him a lot early, and maybe outside of year 2, I don't think he's really had a good year. I know he's had injuries, but
was it the first year with I was going to say Monroe. Who was it that he had with
their previous coach? Well, he had Urban Meyer the first year, so that was
that's always.
I think they gave him a pass for that year because it was Urban Meyer. But I had a question posed to me the other day: what's worse, Urban Meyer in the pros or Belichick in college?
Ooh, Belichick in college, because we didn't know about Urban Meyer's personal life. Besides, whenever they start stinking, his heart's going to start acting up.
Well, and then he was doing that whole thing at that bar in Ohio.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Kicking punters or kicking kickers.
Punters, kicking kickers. But yeah, who was his coach after that?
He was Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson. Yeah.
And they did win that.
That second year they won the division, and then they came back on the Chargers in that wild card game.
Was that second year or year 3?
That was second year, I think, because that's when everybody was like, "Oh no, here comes Trevor," and then it hasn't been anything since.
Right.
That's at least 3-4 years ago. So
crazy.
I think they're super that was a great win on Monday night. Their defense, I think, is going to keep them in games. They have a good defense. Like, you got good rushers and Javon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen. Like, you have or Trayvon Walker, not Javon Walker. But I think their defense keeps them in games, and they're running the ball decent with ETN and Tutu. But it comes down to the quarterback position. I just don't trust them. And finally got Brian Thomas Jr. the ball last couple of weeks. It's like, how are you not getting that guy the ball all the time?
I think Trevor is similar to like Jalen Hurts in the sense that he keeps showing flashes and the consistency's not there. I think Liam Cohen, is going to be a positive because he's a young, hungry coach who hasn't done it yet. So I think that is going to be positive. I'll give him this year and next year to see how he gets his linear growth. But yeah, I've been saying that last year. I was like, we're going to have that talk about Trevor. Like, I was saying the same thing with Justin Herbert, be honest, because it's like, but I was with, Brandon Staley, and that was just kind of miserable. So hopefully obviously Harbaugh is a great coach, and I think Liam Cohen's a great coach to see what he's done with Baker. So it's like, I think they're in better situations, but this is for sure his last shot if he doesn't make it work.
Yeah. I agree.
My last take, and then we'll go into our picks, and we got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll like this one. I'm sold. The New England Patriots are going to win the AFC East. I'm sold. Completely sold. Drake May, one of my favorite quarterbacks. I've been a big fan of Drake May for a couple years now. More than a couple, but
all the way back to Carolina days.
Oh, deep in Carolina when he was in Charlotte. I mean, come on, when he was in high school in Charlotte. I just saw the arm talent, and this is when North Carolina was respectable. Okay, this is now.
Yeah, now they're just a dumpster fire.
Bring back Mac.
Bring back Mac. They're about the same age too. Yeah, actually, I think he's younger than Bill.
If you get rid of Belgium, there is some good coaches. Go to North Texas. Go to North Texas right now.
North Texas.
Get you
South Florida.
South Florida. But that's not. I don't know if that's much of a big jump.
It's a weird fit. But yeah, I think the South Florida coach is going to look for a bigger job. Like, is he in play for Penn State? Maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Him. North Texas.
Hearing Matt. Yeah.
Obviously Stignetti.
I keep hearing Matt Rule is like the favorite for that job.
What?
In Nebraska. I was like, Okay, like that's a
He's the favorite to
downgrade.
get fired from Nebraska. Dude stinks.
Yeah,
Even though they
I was like,
beat
that's
Maryland.
like I'm not a James Franklin fan, but that's a downgrade.
That's a
Matt
downgrade.
Rule is a downgrade. Matt Campbell, maybe we could talk. Matt Campbell from Iowa
He's
State,
cooled
maybe we
down
could talk.
pretty heavily though.
He's
But Iowa
cooled down.
State,
Yeah.
lost, didn't they? They lost.
They lost
Colorado.
yesterday to Colorado, and it was So I think Golish would be huge from South Florida. I think that'd be a good pickup. And then maybe maybe they can get Schumann from Georgia, get the D coordinator. I like him. I thought he's been up for jobs for a while now. D coordinators seem to work at Georgia. Look what Lanning's doing.
Oh, Lanning's great though. I love Dan Lanning.
I'm still
Lanning. Mad that we lost Dan Lanning, to be honest. Like Dan Lanning and Fran Brown we had both of them on the same staff at one time.
Fran Brown could be up for that Penn State job.
Absolute dogs in the recruiting stretch. Okay, focus.
Yeah. So I mean, that was music to my ears, everything you said, because I'm hesitant to just like really dive all in. Although these last Sunday night, you go into Buffalo and beat them, and they kind of pushed around Buffalo for a lot of that game too. Like they were clearly the better team. And then today, it's your classic letdown spot. Like you just won a big game and you figure out a way to win. And Drake May was slinging it. I mean, two big bombs early on, just slinging it, and he's moving around and throwing and running. Gosh, he throws great on the run. I remember watching him in North Carolina. I remember him being that accurate on the run in North Carolina, and it's like Diggs has stepped up. I like Kayshon Bouttie's kind of picked up his role too. Good tight ends and Hunter Henry and Hooper. The running game is kind of where I'm a little bit like, do you keep handing it off to Stevenson so he fumbles issues? I think they need to figure out how to get Trevion Henderson going. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't understand why it's taking them so long to get him going.
And
then they're going to get someone else to play over Henderson. Unless he slept with Vrabel's wife or something. I don't understand.
I don't know. Or McDaniel's wife or something. I don't know. But this team defense wasn't great today, but now you got Christian Gonzalez back, and then you have a legit back end there with him and Carlton Davis. So I think they can win that, especially you've already got to win on the road against Buffalo. So that's huge in the division. So they got to come to your place.
They're growing. You're seeing him grow each week. I understand Vrabel's probably sticking with Stevenson to show that like he's going to stick with guys to help figure it out, especially in this stage of the season where, once you get done with quarter 2 of the season, then it's like, all right, this is our team and this is what we're going to lock in and let's grow and let's build it. And we're seeing with the lack of weapons that the Patriots have, no disrespect, but like you're seeing Drake May be a point guard and facilitate and deliver dimes to these guys, and all they have to do is just hold their hands out and the ball will be there delivered perfectly.
Oh gosh, he threw a couple balls today. One was a couple to Boutte and then one to Douglas. Gosh, just beautiful, just dimes down the field. Now Douglas was wide open, but that's still it's like a 60-yard throw in the air.
Dude, that's a hard throw when you got a guy who's wide open.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of quarterbacks miss that all the time. And he just, I think he's low key, like fringe MVP candidate. If he can keep playing this way, I think their next 3 games are the Titans, Browns, and Jets. So it's like 7-2 is on the table, and then you're off to the races. But it's like, I don't want to get ahead of myself because we'll see, because he's still a young quarterback. It's still a young team, but love Vrabel. I think he's the right coach to have there. And then Drake May he's taken off this second year. Maybe he's the best quarterback from that draft. I'm just kidding.
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into our picks. Right. I was a Drake May at 2 guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're a Commanders fan too. Yeah.
I was a Drake May at 2 guy, but I also believe that like it didn't matter either or because they were so, I don't want to say even, but really even, because like obviously the age with Jaden Daniels, he's a little bit older, and then obviously Drake is only 21, 22 right now. So it's like he is younger, electric capabilities that I think in theory his ceiling is higher, right?
Right.
But obviously Jaden's floor is much higher. So, but I mean, their ceilings are pretty close.
I think just Jaden was the more ready quarterback. Like you said, he was older. He played all 5 years. What was it? 3 at
Arizona State and 2 at LSU.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he was a more ready quarterback. I was good either way. I remember where I was like, okay, if you guys take Drake, I'm good with Jaden. If you take Jaden, I'm good with Drake. Like, whatever, whoever we get, I'm good with. Because like I knew we were going to get one of those two. Like the Bears were going to take Caleb, so he was going one. I knew we were going to get one of those two, and I was like, I'm good with
didn't
either.
even look at nobody else, which is kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy. I think those top three will end up being the three best quarterbacks from that draft, no doubt. I think McCarthy and Penix and Nix.
I like Penix a lot. I like Penix is really good.
Yeah, McCarthy and Nix, I'm not really sure about. I just Penix in Atlanta. I just feel like that franchise is just they're cursed as well. They just can't get out of their own way. But they won a lot of games with Matt Ryan, and with Michael Vick back in the day. So they get to places they just can't get over the hump.
For sure. All right. Will the Detroit Lions get over the hump in this game for the Sunday Night Football? The Detroit Lions are currently up 10-6, and the Chiefs have the ball driving. So, and then but Kirby Joseph did just limp off the field. It looks pretty bad with him. Good. So, who do you think comes out with this victory?
It looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game. These offenses are already taking off. I'm going to roll with Detroit. Detroit's gone down the field, gotten 10 points already. Probably should have 14. That crazy late flag, that classic Kansas City Chief and Arrowhead flag should be 14-6. So I just don't think Kansas City is going to slow down Detroit. Doesn't look like Detroit's going to slow them down. So basically, who has the ball last? But give me Detroit. I just think they're a better overall team.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It is a double reverse pass in the first quarter. Like, what are we doing, dude? And he just. I'm glad. Hey, look, run the ball, Patrick Mahomes. Just keep running it, and as long as I get a Jahmyr Gibbs and a David Montgomery touchdown, I'm cashing. I'm sleeping great tonight.
Right.
But
there you go.
That's my parlay for Sunday Night Football. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, 42-41.
It's probably gonna be that high. It's going that direction.
Yeah. Oh, it's the second quarter. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Let's go to Monday night, and we got two games. We have the Atlanta Falcons versus Josh Allen.
Just
right
Josh
now,
Allen.
Buffalo has 4.5. I think Falcons. Yeah, Falcons came off an impressive victory over the Commanders last week at home. I think this game.
Fumble. Yep, Detroit's got. Oh no, Mahomes got it back. But
I like the Falcons in this spot. I think the Falcons are at home. They play different. Yeah, they're at home. They play good at home. Yeah. A dome, even surface. I think they'll cover at the least at the 4.5. The total is 49.5. I might go the over on that, to be honest.
It's a lot of points, yeah.
It's a lot of points, but I mean, I could see a 35-28 game.
Yeah, Bills defense isn't as good as they have been in the past. I think the Bills bounce back here. I'm not super confident in that because the Falcons do play better at home.
They play better at home, and I just think Michael Penix, when they lost that game to the Bucs, he threw a perfect dime in the end zone. The receiver didn't even look for the ball. Yeah. Like if he literally turned his head, the ball would have hit him in the hands. Like he's like he processed the information great. I don't love Zach Robinson's offense, to be honest with you, but I think they're figuring it out. I hope Zach Robinson takes the Oklahoma State job. That would be the greatest thing for the Falcons.
Will. Yeah,
and they can get Mike McDaniel next year, which would be actually great. But something's telling me the Falcons. And if I were to lay anything on this game, I probably would lay the points. I think I might go over the 49.5 and give me a Drake London touchdown tomorrow. How about that?
I'll take that. USC boy, I always take a Drake London touchdown. But all right, what do you think about the second game? It's your guys. So I like the Bills to bounce back and get a victory even in Atlanta. But now we got the rematch of the Hail Mary game last year, number 1 and number 2 pick from 2 drafts ago. I think it's in Washington, right? So it's just in Washington.
Yeah, it's a home game for us after 2 games on the road. Second game for JD5 back.
Right.
Debo's nursing a heel injury, but I think he should be good to go.
Right. McLaurin's out, or
McLaurin and Noah Brown are both out, which they're close. I think they'll be back within 2 weeks. I think McLaurin will probably be back after the bye. I think once we go to Madrid and come back, I was really hoping Noah Brown came back this week against the Bears just for shits and giggles. So Chicago Bears are gonna worry about that for the Hail Mary from last year. We're wearing the black uniforms again, which is really cool. I don't know, man. We didn't play that great against the Bears last year.
No, I mean neither one of the teams played well.
It was a bad game for sure.
I mean,
we dominated, but it was ugly. And then we just in the fourth quarter, we just allowed them to come back. This year, Byron Jones is out for their left tackle, so I think we played really well. Our defensive lines played really well against bad offensive lines. Dorrance Armstrong is probably a sleeper for Defensive Player of the Year. No one's talking about it. 0 people are talking about it. He has 5 sacks in 5 games so far this year. He's been really good. Great pressure. Also, Von Miller's 8th in the league in sacks at the moment.
Yeah, there's a little resurgence. Yeah.
So it just depends on how we start. We have to start games better. And I think we're finally decided, oh, yay, Bill Krosky-Merritt is actually a good running back. Maybe he should be our feature back. Oh, my God. You don't understand how much I've been losing my mind watching him in Atlanta. Dude, every time he touches the ball, he springs for 7 yards. And then, oh, yeah, come on, Chris Rodriguez. Don't get me wrong, I love Chris Rodriguez. But Bill Krosky-Merritt knows how to get, I get there trying to, load manage to the end of the season so he can be whatever. I don't care. I just want to see him ball, And I think Jaden's going to be back for a second week. I'm just a little worried about our receivers making plays. Right. And obviously, I think Luke McCaffrey he's slowly been kind of getting more and more involved. Debo's out there. But then after that, it's just, Jalen Lane, I think he'll get more opportunities, but I hate Chris Moore. If Robbie Tozen might play this week, which would be interesting. We also got Savage. Came in last week, I think, played a lot. And then I think Preston Smith might be back. We had a lot of injuries at key positions. So, these should be week 2 to week 3 for these guys to play. So, I'm hoping that should help. But I just think we got to really, really, really stop the quarterback run and not give up explosives. I think it'll be a close game. I just don't know. Let me see what the lines are. What do you think?
It moved up to 5.5. So that's so I like the Bears plus 5.5 for sure. I think they cover that. I think they might win outright. Coming off a bye, like you said, the injuries, Debo's questionable. He has kind of an issue. Terry's out again. What's their offense outside of Jaden running and Bill running? So I don't know. And then I
think we can run the rock. We're the number 1 rushing team in the league.
You guys will run on, and they're not a great run. Yeah,
we're gonna tote the rock for sure. But I want to be able to I understand once Terry gets back, our offenses are gonna keep expanding. But I want to be able to see I want to see Luke. Luke had 2 touchdowns back-to-back weeks, but I want to see Luke continue to be more of a focal point in the offense, getting 6 touches, 6 catches. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Jalen Lane get an explosive touchdown outside of the punt return game. Honestly, I see what happened is a special teams big play for us, 2 rushing touchdowns, and I'm probably a passing touchdown to win it. I think we'll win this game at home.
I'm taking the upset, man. I'm sorry. I'm taking the upset.
That's fine. I think the Bears are so up and down right now.
Up and down. But I think they finally got – I know it wasn't a great game against the Raiders, but I think they're getting their offensive rhythm together. They're kind of figuring it out. And now Caleb's working with Ben Johnson's offense. They still have a ton of threats on the outside with DJ Moore, Roma Dunze.
Oh, for sure.
Zacchaeus has been good. And then their running game's okay. DeAndre Swift's kind of up and down. And that's kind of just been his MO with them. And that's been his MO most of his career, even with Philly. But in coming off a bye, the defense is going to get more healthy. I think it's going to be a really good game. Like I said, I think
off a bye and get a Monday Night Football game is kind of trash.
Yeah, I know you get an extra day. Well, I think it was ESPN wanted that game. They wanted these 2, so I think that might be more of an ESPN thing than an NFL thing. But either way, I like the way the Bears have been playing the last couple of weeks, and then I just think a lot of injuries. Friggin' Goff all of a sudden is a running quarterback now. What the hell? But I just think injuries coming off the bye, and I think the Bears I think they've circled this on their schedule because of what happened last year. I think this is a big game.
And it will be a big rivalry game. I think they're going to come in focused.
Right. I think it's bigger to them than you guys. You guys beat them last year. You're more worried about the division. You're not really worried about another team from another division. It's bigger to them, especially how it ended last year, that game. And that kind of that turned their season upside down. They were I think they were 4-2 going in that game, and then they won 5 games the entire season. So they won 1 game after that game. So it's oh, there goes Gibbs.
Yeah,
so far
I
so good.
think
I think they pull the upset, but I think it's gonna be a really good game.
my only thing is the Bears they were a block field goal at the end of the game away from losing.
Right, from having one win. Or I think because they're 2-2, being
2-2,
1-3.
so they'd be 1-3.
Yeah,
So
they're and their only win would be a bad Dallas defense, but
right. And so again, that's the thing is like I think our defense is prone to giving up big plays, and that's what I'm worried about, especially to the tight ends. But I think as long as we can handle that run offense, which I think we have been, I think, and get pressure after, which I think that offensive line is really bad. I think we have a shot.
Offense line is bad.
We have a shot.
You guys definitely have a shot. I think like that. I just think, like I said, coming off a bye, and then I just think this is going to be one of the biggest games in Chicago in a while. Like for their team, they want this win. I think Ben Johnson wants this win, so I think they're going to.
Yeah, because Ben Johnson should have been. He could have been the Commanders' head coach.
Yeah, if he just got on the plane, right? I think he ended up, or he turned the plane around.
He told him to turn the plane around.
Yeah. But I think he's maybe regretting that too, because he could have had Jaden as well. But
he probably would have botched that and probably went with somebody else. I would say.
Oh, I mean,
he probably
it's either Jaden or May.
McCarthy.
Oh God, that would have been bad. But I think the Bears pull the upset, but I think it's gonna be a great game.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope. Actually, I don't hope for a good game. I want the Commanders to win 42-0.
I don't know if that's in the cards, but who knows right now with the NFL, some weird games out there for sure.
But yeah. And then we got a bunch of big primetime games. We play in 2 weeks, we play the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. Or is it Monday night or Sunday? I can't remember which one it is. But it's a primetime game. So But all right, that has been From the Sidelines, where we talked a lot of college football. We talked a lot of NFL. We talked about a lot
we did talk some college football. Yeah.
But
always.
Thank you guys for watching. We will be here next Sunday, 8:00. Make sure you set your watches to it. We'll be here. Have a great rest of your night and a great week, everybody. Go Commanders. Raise head.
We'll see you. Have a good one.